Alright, let's get into this video.
McDonald's is the most successful restaurant on the planet, by a long shot. It's got the
Yeah,
highest revenue, it's the most recognizable brand. There are over
worldwide, yeah.
40,000 restaurants worldwide, and the company plans to expand even more. You can eat fries under the northern lights, cool off with a McFlurry in the Negev desert, or grab a Big Mac on Guantanamo Bay. Even just a few steps from the Vatican, there's a McDonald's, though some of the cardinals find it perverse. McDonald's is everywhere, or at least almost everywhere. What happened to McDonald's in Africa? Why are the golden M's so rare across a continent that's home to almost
By the way, I don't know if you noticed this, but like all the McDonald's were in Bosnia were closed. Like I think it was in 2023 because of propaganda. The guy who was hosting a McDonald's here, uh, he makes McDonald's with politician basically. So McDonald's was like, nah, this is not for us, and gave off, cut all ties with Bosnia.
1/5 of the world's population. It's not like American fast food hasn't found its way into Africa. KFC is here, Pizza Hut is here, even Burger King made it. So why didn't McDonald's? This is the story of a company built on rigid standardization, of global ambition colliding with local realities, of politics and corrupt dictator families, of frustrated customers waiting for fries, and the search for the perfect potato.
And I make a video for you guys to see how it looks like.
Yeah,
McDonald's got off to a promising start in Africa. In 1992, it opened its first location in Morocco. By then, the so-called burger wars were basically over, an intense race for market share in the $48 billion burger industry. A war waged mostly in competitive, aggressive advertising campaigns. The key players were McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. But by the time that fight went global, one of the three had clearly pulled ahead.
yeah.
During the
McDonald's
mid-90s,
won.
McDonald's was operating in 100 countries. It
Yeah.
claimed to open a restaurant somewhere in the world every 3 hours. Fast food had become one of the purest symbols of globalization, with McDonald's leading the way. And Africa was the next logical step in the race for global dominance. So the Big M eventually came to Morocco too. At the time, a full meal at McDonald's cost about 50 dirham or $6.25. The minimum wage in Morocco was about 75 cents per hour, but people showed up anyway. McDonald's was something Moroccans only knew
Yeah.
from
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to explain it. McDonald's is probably one of the most largest and recognizable places, even in Bosnia. Like, the prices we had at the start compared to the minimum wage money we had was overpriced. Hi, what are we watching? We're actually watching why Africa hates McDonald's. Thank you for tapping in.
movies. It was exciting to finally get a taste. The location added to it. You could sit just steps away from the beach. Today, there are many more in Morocco. One of them is here in Marrakesh. We asked Ismail to check it out for us.
Hello guys, my name is Ismail. I'm from Morocco, exactly Marrakesh, and today we come here at McDonald's to see how it looks like. McDonald's in Morocco not just place for eating in fast
Yeah.
food, but also for spend time with family. Sometimes you find people come here and studying here.
Yeah, I mean, most of the times is because of that. Uh, Morocco, I think it's majorly. Wait, let me just fact check this, just in case, so I don't get wrong. Um, yeah, it's fish Muslim country. So basically, for us, Muslim, our traditions are like, you take. I'm a Muslim man, so you take your family out to eat, etc., or new people who are visiting us from like different countries, relatives, etc. This just normal tradition for us. So yeah,
Let's go now inside to see how it looks like. So, how you can see, McDonald's she have the typical design, and she is very very clean. For the
yeah,
menu also is 100% halal.
yeah. I respect that. I actually respect that
For the menu also
for making all the foods in Muslim majority countries halal.
is
Shout out to Kimi, for real, bro.
100% halal.
McDonald's adapted its menu to Moroccan customs, serving exclusively halal meat and a traditional post-fast
Yeah.
menu during Ramadan. McDonald's success is often credited to this exact balance: standardized products adapted to local tastes, a strategy known as glocalization. The chain was also celebrated as a job creator, particularly for young people at a time when youth
Yeah.
unemployment was very high. Beyond just the restaurants, McDonald's created jobs across the supply chain. So, after
That's
finding
actually amazing
success
what
in
they did.
Morocco, McDonald's branched out to other African countries. In the
You
mid-
find success, what you do next, expand. That's basically how it works in economy.
1990s, South Africa was undergoing a historic transition. Not long before, the apartheid laws had been abolished and the country was starting fresh. McDonald's seized the moment and opened its first restaurant in Johannesburg in 1995. It was the first McDonald's south of the Sahara. But the real breakthrough came in 2011 when McDonald's sold its South African franchise rights to Cyril Ramaphosa,
Oh,
a former businessman and future president of the country. He scaled the business significantly. By 2025, the country had over 400 McDonald's restaurants. Chances are you have
For-
the same entrepreneurial instinct
400 restaurants in what's the name? Africa is crazy. In Bosnia, we had like, I'll say 4, I think, and it was mostly in the capital cities, so it didn't expand any further than that.
as Cyril Ramaphosa. And if you've ever thought about turning your idea into a business, Shopify can help you.
All
With
right.
Shopify, you can build
Vegan plugs, that's a no-no.
to Egypt and Mauritius. This QR code
Wait.
to Egypt and Mauritius, but that's it. All 4 are among Africa's wealthier countries. So it makes sense McDonald's found footing there. But they're
Yeah.
hardly the only places on the continent with expanding middle classes and populations with disposable income. KFC, a far less wealthy chain than McDonald's, has managed to gain footing in more than 25 African countries.
Oh,
So why is McDonald's in only 4? The answer has 3 components. Number 1, corruption.
yeah.
Back in the 90s, McDonald's
I mean, corruption probably most of the time. I love how he put it like
on
for the first
corruption.
corruption for basically any countries a problem, especially in economy, food, etc. I get that a lot.
Back in the 90s, McDonald's tried to enter Tunisia. The company spent 7 years preparing. It did lengthy market research, obtained licenses, established
Yeah.
product supply chains, and found a local franchising partner. But eventually, the deal collapsed. It had been blocked by Tunisia's ruling family, the Al Materis. They wanted the franchise for themselves. They even warned McDonald's, choose the
They want it for themselves. We getting greedy here. That's crazy.
right partner or face the consequences. McDonald's refused and decided to back out completely. Years pass, but in 2009 there's another opportunity. A US ambassador and his wife have been invited to the home of Nesrine Al Materi, daughter of the Tunisian president. Her husband Sakr Al Materi is poised to become Tunisia's next ruler. They meet in this impressive beachfront mansion featuring Roman columns, an infinity pool, and a pet tiger called Pasha. They enjoy a lavish
It just shows how much, like, I don't get it why some rich people get for pets some of the most craziest animal, like tiger. Remember, like Mike Tyson? He one time, I think he even had two or three like tigers as a pet. I just don't get that. There's no amount of money I can make. I can even, for me, it's mostly like I can be, I can have $2 in my wallet. I can have $1,000,000 on my bank account. I'll always be the same. I'll always sit with my family. I wouldn't go like do some majority shit like go buy myself a pet tiger, crocodile. I don't know. Maybe just me and my opinion. I just don't like this. El tigre, for real. Es un tigre. I swear I'm not racist. I swear I'm just reading the chat. I swear I'm not racist.
Banquet, while the country is facing bankruptcy and staggering unemployment. The ambassador has struggled to get press coverage for his embassy's humanitarian projects, and the Almataris agree to help. After all, their family owns some newspapers. In return, they would happily assist McDonald's in entering Tunisia.
Yeah.
Maybe they could start at a new port in La Joulette. But it won't come to that.
Oh.
In December 2010, a young street vendor sets himself on fire in an act of protest. In response, people hit the streets, demand change, and eventually revolution sweeps across the country. Tunisia's president is ousted from power during the Arab Spring. The Al-Matari family flees into exile. Years of political instability follow, and the economy never truly recovers. To this day, McDonald's hasn't opened a single restaurant there. But in many cases, the absence of McDonald's in African countries isn't explained by corruption or political instability. Instead, it comes down to something rather unexpected. 2. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
What? Wait, what? Wait, this caught me off guard. I was thinking of something other. What does mean like crispy on outside, soft on inside?
2. Crispy on the outside.
Yeah, crispy on outside, soft on the inside. What?
Soft on the inside. Whether you eat a burger in Germany, Japan, or the US, McDonald's wants their product to be the same experience wherever you order it. This reliability is a core aspect of the brand. That's why McDonald's relies on strict food safety standards and protocols. These cover everything from food sourcing, packaging, and distribution all the way to how restaurants are run. Their hygiene rules.
So basically, raw meat, like they didn't cook it right, or they didn't cook how it's supposed to be cooked. That's crazy, actually.
In every step of production. Ingredients have exact specifications, and recipes are standardized down to the finest measurements. And potatoes are at the heart of one of their most important products. This is a russet Burbank. It's McDonald's favorite potato for its fries. The fast food giant also relies on varieties such as Shepherdie, Innovator, and Zorba. These potatoes are specifically approved for use and are mainly grown in the US, Canada, and Europe. McDonald's is very specific about how they're to be cultivated. Farmers in the supply chain have to follow strict rules to make sure the quality stays consistent. Because after all, the fries are supposed to taste the same everywhere. Their standards define desired potato length.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be same, but how can you make it same when I guess what they're trying to say, like it's supposed to be same everywhere, have the same taste. But like example, let's go because we have French fry on the screen. Like for some countries, the vegetation, animal, etc. are different. You can't always make it the same just because of that, you know, if that makes any sense.
And thickness. The fries need to be crispy and golden on the outside and fluffy on the inside. McDonald's tries to source their potatoes locally. In Germany, for example, most potatoes come from German farms with additional supplies from neighboring countries. But in Africa, generally speaking, the exact potato varieties McDonald's prefers are not cultivated at scale.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, they're different plants. They can't always be the same. The one that McDonald's wants for their countries. I get that.
might have to ship potatoes over long distances. And that can pose a whole series of risks. It's 2022 in Kenya. KFC is very popular here. Their potatoes are shipped in from Egypt, but it's COVID and container ships get stuck. And so the chain runs out of fries.
Kentucky Fried
Yeah.
Chicken, an American fast food restaurant chain, announced that it's run out of potatoes, fries.
But KFC refuses to use local potatoes to bridge the gap. And that gets people very upset.
According to KFC, these potatoes, these beautiful African potatoes, these beautiful Kenyan
Yeah, I
potatoes
get-
are not considered as potatoes to KFC.
I get why people get mad. Like, what are you trying to explain? We make the same things as you, but you don't prefer it because it's not something for me, or like not something you are used to. I get why people got mad because of that.
Potatoes are the second most popular staple in Kenya after maize. The country is the fifth largest potato producer in Africa.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
What happened to the potatoes that they are growing in Kenya? They are not good enough for the Kenyan people to
Yeah,
eat,
yeah.
so-
But the issue isn't really the quality of Kenyan potatoes. Just like McDonald's, KFC relies on a specific potato type that turns crispy on the outside and stays soft on the inside when fried. The potato grown by most Kenyan farmers is called shengi, and it doesn't meet these strict requirements. A little off topic, but Burger King actually benefited from KFC's misery by running an ad campaign that mocked its rivals' woes.
crazy.
Now, we don't know if McDonald's executives are aware of the Kenya KFC fry crisis of 2022, but chances are they studied it closely and drew their own conclusions. And McDonald's supply chain challenges in Africa go beyond potatoes. They have all to do with the equator. To understand what we mean by that, let's take a look at Nigeria. The country has a population of more than 230 million people and is one of the largest economies on the continent. On paper, it looks exactly like the kind of market a global fast food giant would want to enter. And in fact, Nigeria
Yeah.
has KFC, Domino's, and Burger King. But once again, McDonald's is missing. Likely because while it's economically developed, it's also the ultimate end boss for a reliable cold chain. A
Yeah,
cold chain is basically a temperature-controlled supply chain. Its task is to keep products cool the whole time.
and like, if you don't know, like in McDonald's, people cook meat, burgers, etc. earlier and just freeze them. And I guess in Nigeria you don't have that kind of cold state that they need to freeze the burger then cook it again, so it becomes faster to deliver to the people. What's mainly what fast food is. What fast food is about.
while they're being stored and transported. And depending on the ingredient, the cold chain has to remain uninterrupted to guarantee McDonald's quality and food safety standards. Products like meat have to stay within
Yeah.
strict temperature ranges the entire time. To make that possible,
Even raw meat, yeah, I get that. Like even raw meat, you have to cool it at a specific temperature so it stay fresh. I get that.
temperatures inside trucks and storage facilities are continuously monitored, and logistics teams receive real-time updates if something goes wrong. But in Nigeria, everything can go wrong all the time. In the major city Lagos, power cuts are frequent. At the same time,
Yeah.
the average temperature is around 34 degrees Celsius.
Ooh.
So when power goes out, frozen burger patties thaw within just a few hours. That can quickly become a health risk. Nigeria is also enormous, nearly twice the size of Spain.
Yeah.
Transporting products can involve crossing all kinds of terrain. Rivers, dense forests, and sometimes even savannas. Droughts and floods make transport even more difficult. Many roads are in poor condition
So you don't even know if it will be transported to the right area.
and full of potholes. All of this makes it incredibly hard to stay within certain transportation timeframes and guarantee ingredients stay cold. Still, it's likely just a matter of time before McDonald's overcomes these hurdles and conquers Nigeria. The country has already transformed rapidly in recent years. Its growth potential is enormous, and
Hey,
the
that's
Big M
good.
shan't miss out. But for now, instead of chasing the big gold, as one executive put it, McDonald's may target smaller countries first, where
Yeah,
supply
yeah.
chains are more easily secured. But, you might wonder, if the whole supply chain is so difficult, Africa being this whole final fast food frontier, etc., why did KFC manage to establish itself all across Africa then? Excellent question. 3. Crispy chicken. First, KFC has adapted its menu in African
We're getting into stereotypes.
3. Crispy chicken. First, KFC has adapted its menu in African countries to local tastes. For example, KFC Ghana serves jollof rice, a popular West African rice dish cooked in a tomato sauce. But likely the reason for KFC's success is mostly the focus on chicken. In 2024,
Yeah.
chicken was the most consumed meat in Africa.
I heard like I saw a video. People who went to Africa, they say like the chicken from KFC is different from US, Europe standard chicken. I just don't believe that's true, but hey, maybe it's just the way they cook it in the other area. I don't know.
Compared to beef, it's cheaper and more accessible. Chicken also has shorter production cycles, higher feed efficiency, and lower overall production costs. KFC benefits from all that. And in Africa, the overwhelming majority of its chicken is locally sourced. That means shorter supply lines, fewer imports, and less costs.
Yeah.
McDonald's is aware of these advantages. As beef prices rise in the US, for example, the chain is increasingly moving toward chicken-based options as well. But we were unable to find out to which degree a chicken-heavy menu might be part of McDonald's expansion plans into more African countries. It would make sense. We've established that McDonald's is historically brilliant at globalization. And perhaps it's that
They have to cut
globalization that
costs,
makes
but they
McDonald's feel
don't
so
know.
inevitable.
Basically, they have to cut costs, but they don't know how to cut costs or how to even do it.
And perhaps it's that globalization that makes McDonald's feel so inevitable. It's not for nothing that its hero item is used as a type of economic index. And this inevitability ties into this vague feeling that as
Yeah.
places grow richer, they converge towards the same set of brands and aesthetics, just slightly tweaked to local taste. Like, of course, there's a McDonald's in Venice, just as there will be matcha lattes and mayonnaise-leaning sushi. For now, it feels like much of Africa is proof that even one of the world's most powerful brands can't just expand everywhere.
Yeah.
But for how long? Because one thing is clear. McDonald's will keep trying. And as Hemingway put it, change happens slowly.
They
and
have
then all at
everything to
once,
keep trying.
like it
Yeah.
or not.
Damn, this is actually a W video. I love this channel, Fern. Free plug, I don't care. I actually love this channel. I love all the videos. I'll maybe keep it one of the most main channel on my streaming journey, I'll say. For now.